Good evening. It was a great Canadian adventure that took an unfortunate turn last night. Dana Meise has been hiking across the country for the last 5 years. His goal, to walk the entire Trans-Canada Trail. Although after stopping over in Onion Lake for the chuck wagon races, his personal items were destroyed. But as Bart Pediasic explains, this won't stop his journey.
And something didn't seem right, and all of a sudden my backpack goes missing.
Dana Meise describes what happened that fateful night in Onion Lake. After catching the chuck wagon show, his bag and tent were stolen by what he calls a random event.
Then at some point they came back, stole gas, and burnt my backpack with all my memory cards, like everything, all my gear.
He was left with only what he had on him at the time, his cell phone, GPS, and a notebook. But Meise says it was more than physical items. A pair of shorts patched by various communities across the country, as well as some people he met on the journey, were destroyed.
Each one of these represented something. 2 of them on here were people I met, one at a Fort Erie, and the other one near Windsor, where both their children were killed in Afghanistan. The bracelets to carry across Canada.
Meise is grateful that people from the community came and offered financial help. He also has sponsors from back home.
Forget the tent and all that. I can get sponsors. People have been, being really helpful. But how do you replace this stuff? Like, these people didn't. I would have rather they stole it than absolutely just desecrate it.
But he says this will not end his journey.
I'm not going home. I'm thousands of K from home. I walked 13,100 K to get as far as I did. I'm going to get my gear back. I'm going to get back on my feet here, hopefully early next week, and lick my wounds and get back and keep hiking.
As for the people who committed the crime, he hopes to deal with them face to face.
I would like to have a conversation with them and just show them what they did, for one. And for two, they can strap on a pack and walk to the Arctic with me. Maybe they'll appreciate it a little more.
If you want to donate, you can contact him through his Facebook page by searching for The Great Hike, or his Twitter at The Hiking Fool. Bart Pediasic, Newcap News.
Tomorrow is a big day all across the country, and here in the border city, big plans are in store for celebrating Canada's 146th birthday. The city of Lloydminster expects more than 1,000 people to head to Budmiller Park for a day of activities. The annual festivities will begin at 1 p.m. and staff say there are a number of new events this year, including sports tournaments.
Macklin is playing our U10 Blues ball team. They're having a ball game. We've got an outdoor volleyball tournament happening. Tennis, the Tennis Association is having a tournament. Lawn bowling's out here. This year we got a mechanical bowl, a kids mechanical bowl, so that's going to be different. The kids can try a mechanical bowl. The air balloon is neat. There's going to be walk-ins during the day, like I said, and then in the evening from 7 till 9, there is going to be, people can do tethered rides for a cost.
Now, with so many people expected to attend, Reckamowich says it may be difficult to find available parking.
Parking is going to be limited. I would encourage people to park over at Lakeland College and walk, or park in surrounding areas and walk to the park, because it's going to be at a premium, especially in the evening for the fireworks.
Most of the activities will be free except some things such as souvenirs and food.
And the air balloon rides in the evening, there is a cost to a few items, so if you do want to partake in any of that, bring cash because there's no debit machines.
Now, for a full list of events happening tomorrow, you can visit the city's website. Now, like many cities across Canada, Lloydminster isn't a stranger to the needs, rather, of local pet rescues. The local SPCA is full most times of the year, so there are other organizations picking up the slack. Graham McCann tells us the story of Coca's Promise, a local group that has come a long way in 2 years.
For Nicole Hayden, Duke is one of the animals that she has rescued with her organization, Coca's Promise.
I was actually a foster home for the SPCA and did a lot of volunteering with them. And after seeing how many animals there are in the area that need help, we decided to create our own rescue to help fill the need.
Although it was just her and her husband in 2011, many animal supporters have come to help the rescue grow.
And now we've got a board of about 9 people, and we've got a really good foster home base now. We've got about 20 people that we can contact and see if they can foster a dog and help us train it before it goes to a new home. And then We've got some really good support from the veterinary offices in Lloyd and in North Battleford.
Some of the dogs, such as Pippa, were in great need, but with their support, Pippa is back on all fours.
And she's actually just recovering from Demodex mange, and she was brought in as a stray and had a couple bald spots on her and was very itchy, and a couple of spots were even bleeding. There's a lot of dogs that come in very thin, or we've even had one dog came in to us, he was 8 weeks old with a broken jaw.
Some animals that are taken in are ones that owners have given up for various reasons.
There's a lot more to a dog than just how they look. I've got a lot of people that'll see a picture and be like, oh, that's a beautiful dog, I want it. And I'm like, okay, well, what kind of energy level are you looking for with your family? Are you guys active, or would you like more of a couch potato dog? And how often is the dog going to be walked in a day, and how much experience do you have?
As for Hayden, this is not her only job, and this is like a second career to her.
So it's very time consuming. It's kind of like having 2 full-time jobs, but I love it and it's worth it, and it's really great now that I have my board and all the volunteers that are helping.
Graham McCann, Newcap News.
Now, Coca's Promise is holding a dunk tank fundraiser on Canada Day, and a few Newcap personalities such as Bart will be taking part at the event tomorrow at Bud Miller Park. And speaking of brothers, the second bow tie joins me with sports. And Kyle, you know, it was a beautiful day yesterday, and it was perfect for sitting outside and watching chuck wagons.
It was a very nice day, and once again, the track was very quick yesterday for day 3 out in Onion Lake. Brian Laboucan and Wayne Knight sat tied for first heading into Saturday's races. But it would be Brian's son, Jamie, who came out on top, posting a lightning fast 1:17.98, the fastest time out of all 3 days. He was right behind him with a 1:18.16, while Chris Mole had the third fastest time of the day at 1:18.41. Devin Mitsui and Chance Bensmiller fill out the top 5. So based on the 3-day aggregate, Brian Laboucan is your Onion Lake champion, posting a 3:58.21. It's the 64-year-old's first title since 2010. He just edges out Jamie, who was 3/100ths of a second behind his dad at 3:58.24. Wayne Knight and BJ Carey are in a tie for third at 3:58.38, while Vern Nolan is fifth. That means it will be a family affair for today's $25,000 Dash for Cash. Brian Laboucan finished with the top aggregate and will have first choice of the barrels. His son Jamie will have the second choice, and his son-in-law BJ Carey will get the remaining barrel. Carey was tied for third with Wayne Knight, but Carey gets the tiebreaker because he won more money over the 3-day aggregate. The race was scheduled for 6 o'clock, so we will bring you an update as soon as I figure out how it all shook down.